the huge like kaiju monster with the fire breath. That's sick, dude. Like, what the heck?
He's like in his basement with a stack of tapes, a really good ripper, and like a dream.
Koba Nation. It was Koba. Yeah.
You have to embrace what's special about you, Morgan Freeman. Like it.
So you wanna we decided Koba was right.
Which was just, I mean, fantastic.
What is up, peeps? We back, and we're live on the show. Is our audio good, guys? Let us know in the chat. Hopefully we're here, and we're talking about what we truly, truly want. Wait, how we feeling on the audio? We okay?
Feeling good, looking good.
Okay,
Let's keep
sweet.
it going.
Let's keep it going. Guys, I'm your host, Mac, the Marvelous Mac and Cheese. Today we're talking about some crazy stuff. I got some boys with me. I've got Dave, the Tape Crusader, the VHS aficionado. I've also got Jake. Wait. How's it going?
I'm going good. I'm good. Here to talk about VHS tonight.
Let's go. And we've also got Jacob, the real deal, the cinematic master himself. Jake, how's it going, man?
Just a dude who works at a bank.
Just a dude that works at a bank.
Like
and
an accountant or no? Just kidding.
And we've also got Colin, the goods father, the distributor of goods.
Specific goods.
Specific goods. So, guys, today we're talking about a lot of crazy stuff. We got to get into it. We got to talk. We got to go crazy. But wait, you got a little story for us today. Isn't that right? A little VHS time, a little retro convo. We're back at it.
That's right. Retro convo. We're bringing it back. But, I mean, I've been talking about VHS a little bit, but have you guys heard of the Disney Black Diamond VHS conspiracy?
No, I haven't heard it.
No.
Nope.
No. All right. Well, Disney released a set of their like classic animated movies on VHS in the old clamshell form. You guys remember the clamshells, the big tall ones that open like a book?
Yeah.
And they each had a black diamond on the side of the case, and on the tape it says classics. The classics, like they're the classic, the ones you think of when you think of Disney animated classic movies. These were super mass produced, and probably everyone here listening has had them in the 90s or the 2000s. And, so a lot of people had them, very mass produced, not really rare by any means. But if you were to go on eBay today in 2025 and just look up Beauty and the Beast, Black Diamond VHS, you'd be met with a couple listings for an extremely high amount. So, like, for example here, I pulled this yesterday. On
what the world?
That's insane.
Here's another one. So, I mean...
7,000.
Yeah, guys, am I rich? I've got 3 of them.
Sell them all, Wade.
So anyway, I have a couple theories about this. There's no way it's real. My first theory, so I have 3 theories for you guys. The first one is artificial inflation. I think that some sellers and some con artists list these for super high and are buying their own listings to artificially inflate the prices for these tapes to make them seem more rare than they actually are. In hopes that someone will see that and be like, "Oh, I got to get this super rare tape," and will buy it for a high price. My second theory is money laundering. So do you guys remember the days, when people would sell like a pencil on eBay, but when they ship it to you, they include their like Clash of Clans account or their Club Penguin info?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the same thing here. People are selling like black market items and then having their buyers purchase them through a listing like this, but then they end up meeting in person so that when they finish the deal, they give them the actual item instead of this, but on a transaction standpoint, it looks like they bought a rare collectible.
Interesting. Crazy.
Yeah. My last theory is false hype. Someone somewhere at some point may have actually listed one for that crazy high, and just fooled someone into believing that's what it's worth, and someone bought it actually for real. And just people nowadays have, jumped on that. and
Dang.
trying to
That's
still
crazy.
get it. So, I mean, here's the problem with it. This has caused so much confusion and embarrassment for a lot of people. Like, if you're a grandma or a soccer mom or just an average eBay user and you see this, you think you've like struck it rich with like minimal research. So you just post your tapes on some site like Facebook Marketplace and put your crappy beat up Black Diamond tapes for $30,000, and then in the
I know
listing
what
they
I've
have
got.
like, yeah, don't lowball me. I know what I've got. I've
Oh
seen it
my.
so many times, guys. It's crazy.
That's so funny, dude.
So what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's wrong or
For sure, people use collectibles on eBay as some sort of money laundering or for the drug trade. You come across it, especially if you spend a lot of time looking at secondhand online stuff, like in a community, like for movies or Legos or anything like that. You're gonna come across, or Pokemon cards are a big one,
oh yeah,
because they're so fluctuatory and subject to is it how is it graded, things like that. Just these things are so, the value is attributed to them by the buyer. If I'm willing to buy a $1,000 retired Lego set, that's the value of it, right? Supply and demand. So since you can't really put a value on these things, it's not like selling a pencil for $5,000. They're able to get away with it. That's a legit thing.
oh yeah, and it's crazy in the
Trust me.
reselling. Yeah, in the reselling sections of eBay and stuff with collectibles. Yeah, it's crazy what people try to get away with.
It's insane, Wade. I can't believe that's happening. But do you think it's like people getting confused because they're seeing other people, trying to scam them? So they see the other scams, so they're like, okay, this tape is worth way more than really what it is, because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, like I said,
Now-
I've seen it way too many times. And okay, I forgot to tell you this story too. I was in Goodwill one time, and I'm looking at the tapes, and this guy walks up, and there's a Beauty and the Beast right there, and he like pulls it out, and he looks at me, and he's like, this tape's worth $1,000, right? And I was like, oh really? And he's like, oh yeah, I have like 3 at home, and I'm just biding my time to sell them. And I was like, bro, you're never making that. I'm sorry to tell you. You're lucky to get like $1. I'm not even kidding.
That's so funny.
I've engaged in some light market manipulation before. I had a steelbook I wanted to sell that was out of print. And so I posted a picture of it on Reddit to the Steelbook subreddit. And I said, wow, I can't believe I just got this on eBay for the price I wanted to sell it for. What a great deal. And then I had 15 watchers on mine within 10 hours.
Wow.
Dang.
So,
Dude.
It's Jacob. Jacob
that
is
was
the
fun.
reason.
Yeah.
So those people
You're the
are out there.
problem.
I am part of the problem. It's called showmanship.
That's funny.
Pretty cool, guys. Yeah. So, Wade, you're good on that?
Yep, that's all I wanted to talk about.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, obviously it's terrible.
It's all
but
good.
It's funny that you've noticed that in the market, but that's insane. Guys, let's move on to our next segment. What we watching? And of course, recently we've been watching Daredevil Born Again, episode 3. And this show is walking by faith, not by sight, as some would say, because Matt Murdock's blind, of course. But guys, we got into this 3rd episode, White Tiger. How'd you guys feel about it? Let's talk it through.
Bro, loved it.
Yeah,
Great.
It was light on the action, but I'm so glad we got like a full kind of lawyer episode.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
We
really
needed it.
glad that so from what I understand, a lot of this stuff was from the original show. I'm really glad that they retooled it to give us the reintroduction to the show, because this episode was so good that I would have hated to see it torn apart just because it's a new Daredevil show and we haven't seen Daredevil yet. So they knocked it out of the park with that call to redo the beginning and introduce it more fluidly with the original Daredevil show, because now that this stuff that they're working with really gets to shine. And I'm sure they tweaked it up a little bit too since they had the time.
Yeah.
But
what a
fantastic episode. What a great story. I'm really impressed with the show, with the level of weight and the storytelling. This guy's life matters to Matt. And that's its own kind of heroics.
Yeah, I was really nervous about the lawyer half of the show. You know what I mean? Because it was like, is it going to be like really dumb, like watered down law? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. How'd you guys feel about the lawyering stuff? Just like the courtroom drama part.
I liked it. I think that is something that they needed because I'm watching this with my wife because a couple months ago we watched the Netflix show, and it's like I was describing how this show feels different in a lot of ways, but also very similar. And one of the things I loved about like seasons 1 through 3 was the courtroom aspect of it, because they'd usually have like 1 or 2 episodes every season where it wasn't very much action. It was just Matt in the courtroom, and those were probably some of the best episodes because the writing on it was so good. And I feel like in this episode it reminded me of those episodes because, like Jacob was saying, the weight of what they're talking about and like just the struggle between vigilantes and cops and that whole aspect, I just thought it was good.
They're playing up something with that vigilante versus cops. Like the cops are upset about it and kind of being influenced by the Punisher, right? You guys kind of picking up on that, like the Punisher tattoos, the Punisher graffiti. Something's up. I don't know. Maybe the Punisher's not about it and he's like not affiliated, and these cops are just like kind of, corrupt a little bit. We even saw the captain's a little bit corrupt. When he's talking to Kingpin, obviously, is a little interesting, So I don't know. Very interesting, guys. And of course, we get White Tiger. I actually really liked this character. I'm sad. Spoilers, obviously, but he's dead. They killed him off at the end. One of these Punisher people killed him. It might be the Punisher. It might be John Bernthal. But yeah, I'm not sure, guys. How'd you feel about the White Tiger?
That's a pretty gut-wrenching ending.
Yeah.
That's that really kind of silenced the room over here too. At the end of the episode, I'm really happy the show is gonna give the stories that kind of narrative weight. It didn't seem like it was a death for shock value. It seemed like it was a death of a character to really establish that this sandbox is not a safe one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think that was the action that's going to have to bring Matt probably back to being Daredevil, you know? And it's interesting to me that, like, Kingpin's trying to not be Kingpin-like, anymore, and Daredevil is trying to not be Daredevil anymore, but these things keep happening with this White Tiger story that are making them both kind of have to ease back into their, into their old ways. Yeah. So... But yeah, it's crazy that they gave him a good verdict, actually, the jury.
The jury saw through the corruption a little bit, right? I really enjoyed his performance. I'm sad he's gone, but it actually kind of works out because he died in real life. So, it's not.
Wait, what? Really?
Yes.
Crazy way to put it, but yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm saying for future MCU things.
Yeah,
his
it's not like they set something
That's
up.
what I didn't mean that in a negative way. Obviously, I've really enjoyed his character.
Yeah.
And they're
I
definitely.
I didn't know he died in real life.
He died of cancer. Yes, that's very sad.
Yeah.
But
So
his niece will probably
the guy
take
who
on
killed
the
him was
amulet.
not Punisher, right?
Doesn't seem like it. No, I'd be shocked if it was. I know they're going to try to play it for some.
I think the Punisher is going to get involved because he's going to be sick of his name kind of being used.
I think
that's what it's.
Yeah, I think this episode is kind of like the catalyst. I don't know. It reminds me. I don't know why I'm thinking of the first 3 episodes of Andor, because it's like after episode 3, everything kind of like explodes, and I feel like it's going to be kind of similar here, where it's like his death is going to trigger a chain of events that is going to lead to the end of the season. And yeah, I don't think the Punisher was the one who killed him. I think it was one of like the fanatics in the police department who's like, or it's Kingpin, like he did in season 3 with Bullseye, dressed up as Daredevil.
He's pulling the strings. Wait, why does Kingpin have blood on his knuckles? What's that about?
That's what I was wondering.
And it's like healing though, but it's like, what did he do?
I know that's a great little tease. Wow, they keep on showing it for a reason.
What is gonna happen with that, dude? Oh man, it's very exciting, and I'm excited for the next few episodes. Like you said, Jake, I mean, it's gonna be new waters because they reshot most of it, right? Because only the first 4 episodes were shot. You said,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, guys, any final thoughts? Episode 3 is out there.
We're so back.
We're so back, baby.
That's awesome.
Let's go. Next segment, Wade. Invincible season 3 is over. Season finale was today, I believe. And it was baller. I know, Colin, you're not as into Invincible. Wade's hasn't watched it. But me and Jake watched it for you guys. We're going to talk about it. Jake, how'd you feel about the 3rd season?
Man, best season yet. People who read the comics like you kept on saying like stuff's going to get really real really quick, and I don't think I believed them. But I mean, the second episode of this season, which showed Cecil's backstory, and explained his scars on his cheeks and how he became the director and all that. That second episode of the season, I was like, wow, that was the best episode of the show so far. Second one of the season. And then the 4th episode of the season where Omni-Man and Alan the Alien break out of prison.
So good.
And Omni-Man reveals the truth about the Viltrumites. I was like, wow, that was the best episode of the show so far.
There's only 50 of them left, which is insane because they've killed it. They've killed themselves off.
Yep. And 6th episode with Powerplex, I was like, that really made me think. That was the best episode of the show so far.
I love that it was Aaron Paul. Too.
I know. And so
Aaron
Paul played this character that was pretty much the essence of he can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
But then he accidentally kills his wife and child.
Yeah, it's that was pretty tough. And then episode 7 with 20 other Invincibles from the multiverse coming to wreak havoc on Mark's life. Best episode of the show yet, again. And then tonight, I just watched the season finale. Just the bar has just been raised week after week after week this season.
You had the Invincible War, which was with
War.
What's the villain's name who brings all the dimensions?
Angstrom Levy.
That was insane. You have all these different, basically, variants of Mark, our main character, that are evil, killing everybody. Like destroying every major city. It's insane. Like just wild. So then like there's this huge like catastrophic event basically. And then the next episode they're like, oh wait a minute. Mark's like really sad. You know, he's like, man, that really sucked. Seems
that
like
was
the season finale.
Yeah.
And then Conquest comes, the most awful Viltrumite soldier ever, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So awesome.
Rematch of the century.
Glenn versus Negan in an alternate reality, because obviously what's his name plays Mark,
Stephen
Young, and then Negan of course plays but
perfect.
We're gonna spoil it, guys. Obviously it's a flip on the situation because Mark kills Conquest in this verse. Obviously, you know,
he got his revenge
in a different universe.
Who's this character?
This is Conquest, Wade.
Okay.
He's like the baddest
Jeffrey
of the
Dean Morgan.
bad. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
He played him so well, Jake. How'd you feel about Conquest? So good.
I couldn't place the voice last week when all he did was show up at the end of the episode last week and be like, "Yep, here I am," and it was like, "That's a Viltrumite." Oh my god! And then on Amazon they tell you who the actors are if you go up, and it said Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and I was like,
Robert
that
Kirkman.
is so perfect. And
Robert Kirkman's just playing.
I know. Well, the amount of Walking Dead alum in this show are just ridiculous. I mean, Carrie Payton, Ross Marquand, Stephen Yeun, obviously. Just a ton of.
In one of the alternate universes, they end up in the Walking Dead universe for like 2 seconds with the zombies. So that was kind of cool too.
Yeah, that was cool.
In the comics, it's really funny. There's like 2 panels where these cops are knocking on a door, and it's Rick and Shane. But it's an alternate reality, so they're not in the zombie apocalypse. It's obviously them. They're drawn the same way. It's so funny. I was dying laughing. I was like, "What the heck? They're in this?"
But yeah, this episode. I mean, I was expecting a really crazy fight, and it was. I mean, it was ridiculous. It dropped my jaw a couple times with just how violent it was. But
it was visceral. It was good.
It was But it really, I'm glad it took the time to really wrap the season up too. Pick up on a couple of the threads throughout the season. And then tease what's to come. I haven't read the comics. I don't know the spoilers. So it seems like the alien brain guys are coming back, and that's great.
The Segwids.
The Segwids, yeah. And So I'm guessing the Battle Beast is a pretty big character if they keep him. I thought he was a one-off, just kind of like a funny like guy to help them fight the Viltrumites. But then he got rescued at the end there, so I'm thinking he'll come back.
He's like the best of the best. Like needs an opponent that can actually beat him.
I that was so
like
good.
nobody can beat him. That's what's so good about his character.
It was
like,
pretty funny. Wade and Colin, two of the main characters were about to be executed in a prison, and they're breaking out, and all these they're letting all these prisoners out to help them fight because 3 Viltrumites who are just the bad guys, the strongest of the strong, are coming to execute them. And they find this guy and they're like, "Is that Battle Beast?" And they pretty quickly tell you, they're like, "Yeah, Battle Beast, he can't lose to anybody. He just wants a good fight." And he soloed like 2 of the Viltrumites. It was so funny.
yeah,
It was kind of just an ex machina. I thought it was just kind of a one-off like funny thing, but I guess he'll come back in some. This is cool because I don't know the story, but
I know what's gonna happen, so I can't say anything. It's it's one of the best comic runs I've ever read. Actually, like I'm blown away.
I'm really
Robert
really hyped
Kirkman.
for the future.
Yeah. I like what he did with Walking Dead. It centered around Rick. He did the same thing with Invincible. It centered around Mark and all the characters surrounding him. But it's a ginormous world, you know what I mean? So it's not like Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman. You got like all these different dynamics. It's like Mark's the main character. You focus in on him and the people. I love how it's written. It's very interesting. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I really thought that Eve was gone there. I thought, man, that's their weight for the season. They primed us with Rex last week, but it seems like she's super goated now, so I'm sure she's going to be a big help.
She gets crazy. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. So
yeah, very exciting.
This show's
guys.
Awesome.
Very good. One of my favorite animated shows right now. The Accountant 2, guys, we're just going to talk about it a little bit. We are going to cover it when it comes out. I love the first one. Jacob hasn't seen it. Jake's going to go try to see it before Accountant 2 comes out in May. But the reviews are in. They're good, guys. Did you check out the new trailer? Wade and Colin, did you see the new trailer for Accountant 2?
Yep.
How'd you guys feel about it? Are you excited?
Oh, yeah. Other than Ben Affleck looks really old, but I guess he is old now. So,
I mean, it's been what? It's been how many years? When did it come out?
9 years, I think.
9 years ago.
2016. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. You got J.K. Simmons back. You got John Bernthal hanging out with him. That's going to be a really fun dynamic, I feel like.
It's going to be – I feel I'm excited for it because it looks like kind of – not spoil it too much, but it kind of looks like Buddy Cop almost. Like their interactions are just so funny.
It's really good because it's like the one brother, is like a mercenary. The other brother, is kind of like – what would you say? He's like a savant, would you say? He's on the spectrum some way, but he's like a genius, but he's like socially awkward as well. So I love the dynamic there. So that's going to be really fun.
Cool.
Okay, sweet. Let's move on. Thunderbolts, the absolute cinema trailer. I loved this trailer. I'm like, I'm so excited for B Team Avengers. What in the world? Guys, how do you feel like this? This is a slap in the face to Martin Scorsese a little bit. I want to hear Jake's thoughts on this.
Yeah, real quick. It was really funny. It felt like they were trying really hard to make it like an indie type.
2024.
Yeah, I love my indie movies from Disney.
from Disney.
but it's really funny of them to be like, hey, look at all these indie projects that you've loved over the years. We've taken the talent and put them all together. It's kind of it's interesting. It's like they're trying to get a different type of people who are fans of A24 movies and Neon movies, and just kind of be like, look, the people that create things that you like will come create things for us too.
Exactly. Yeah.
But with that amount of talent behind the camera, I mean, it was kind of funny. I don't think I would have liked them to make a trailer like this, but they did, so whatever. I think it's almost kind of embarrassing. Like, we get it. Like, you got talented people behind the camera. You know what I mean? But it is funny to be like, this indie movie that you liked, this indie movie that you liked, this indie movie that you liked, this indie show that you liked. It's a superhero movie. And it's I get that they're just trying to bring new people in, but
yeah. Are we just falling for good marketing? I mean, maybe it's not the greatest of a movie. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It looks legit though. The movie seems like it's going to be a blast. So I'm really hyped. But I thought it was just kind of an odd trailer.
Colin,
Here's
how
the
you
thing:
feeling?
is it
Yeah,
actually
wait.
gonna bring the audience that they're trying to reach? You know, like I don't
There's
think it
no way.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I think they're too pretentious to want to come to see it, even if
Yeah.
they're trying to make a, artsy
Yeah.
trailer like that.
And like the one concern I have, I'm excited for this movie, but like the overarching MCU, like how is this going to like tie in? You know what I mean? I feel like we need more like Avenger type stuff
Well-
happening. So
well, that
maybe
is-
this leads up to it. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting
Sentry-
because like Sam Wilson was supposed to be the guy bringing in the Avengers, from Cap 4, but obviously he's still not ready or something.
yeah.
So they didn't end up having that full conversation, and then Ross goes to jail. So
Yeah.
I guess if the Avengers aren't coming,
This is
next
what
best
we're
thing
getting.
is the Thunderbolts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Colin, how'd you feel about it? Did you like it?
I like the trailer. I've honestly all the trailers I've seen for this movie have gotten me pretty hyped for it. I feel like the marketing has been very well done. My one hesitation is if the movie's like bad. If they somehow just botch it, I'm gonna be like kind of upset because I do like kind of the different aspects that they're bringing to this movie, where it seems like it's almost dark in a way, but like also very lighthearted. Like you see Bucky with his arm in the dishwasher, and it's like
The
this
spilled
like
sauce on his shirt.
yeah, like the humor is very like deadpan, offbeat, which we haven't really seen in very many Marvel movies. So I think hopefully it's going to be good, and it seems like the team is going to mesh well, at least from what we've seen. So I think it'll be a fun movie.
One of the weird things about me is like I don't really care for a lot of these characters. You know what I mean? Like I really like Red Guardian. I think he's kind of funny, but
Mhm.
besides that, they gotta like sell me on each character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why should I care about these characters? So I think they can pull it off. They got some good talent behind it. I'm excited.
And you
Looks
got Sentry.
Sentry, who was
He's-
supposed to be Stephen Young, which is kind of crazy.
I know,
they
that's
casted
such a
different
bummer.
guy.
Yeah,
It's a bummer. But we got the guy from Top Gun Maverick. Does anybody remember his name?
It's Bill Pullman's son. It's something Pullman.
Lewis Pullman or something?
Yeah, Lewis Pullman. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
Bill Pullman. You might know as the president from Independence Day.
Oh, that's right. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, Sentry's a cool character. I think like they're pulling in the Void, which is like how he's destroying these people, like turning them to dust. I guess that's some deep Marvel stuff. So I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty deep cut. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's exciting. All right, guys, let's get on to our main topic. We've covered a lot of stuff already. We're 30 minutes in. Episode 111, Avengers Doomsday Leaks. This is getting a little tricky, a little risky, Wade. How are we feeling? Let's show those pictures.
Let's do it. Whatever.
The first one, Black Panther. This is crazy because, like, obviously we don't have a Black Panther right now. And so we're getting concept art. And so, I mean, I think this looks awesome. Supposedly, this is an actor. I guess some sort through the multiverse, we're getting a new Black Panther. How you guys feel about it?
It's kind of odd. Well, first you say we don't have a Black Panther, but they spent a whole movie setting one up in Shuri. It's kind of odd to pull the plug and be like, oh, by the way, here's one from over there.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is like just a no-name guy, and
Yes.
he's got a cape. So it's a Black Panther with a cape, but here's his suit up, I guess, right?
It's kind of sweet.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
it looks
I mean-
sick.
Yeah.
Does look pretty cool.
Yeah. Black Panther, it's so sad that we don't have Chadwick, because he was so good. I think they could have really gone crazy with it, make him like the new leader of the Avengers, I mean, when he holds the Infinity Gauntlet in Secret Wars, the comics, that's like iconic. Like, I don't know if you guys have read Secret Wars, but geez Louise.
Yeah,
we
dude,
do need a Black Panther.
Look at his sword he's got here. That thing is that's
Oh,
like
it's like a
Shimtar
freaking-
thing. That
It's
thing
like a
is
freaking
sick.
scythe.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Could you imagine?
Oh, my word.
Man.
So where is he here? Or does
This
anyone have
looks
any
like
theories
Wakanda.
about that?
Looks like Wakanda.
Is
Yeah,
it
I
Wakanda?
wonder-
Why is it like Rocky?
I don't don't know.
I don't know.
It's
Wait, I
alternate
don't think we have any
reality.
context on the I don't think we have any context. So I think what happened
Right.
was
Obviously.
like an
I just kinda-
artist like uploaded an artist was commissioned to work on this concept art for the movie
Yeah.
and uploaded it to like their online portfolio without even thinking like maybe I shouldn't have said what Marvel asked me to draw. You know?
Yeah.
So but I think that's all the context we have is that who knows if this will even be in the movie.
It probably
But-
might not be in the movie. Yeah. I mean, we
but
got
at the very least, Marvel was like, we want to see what it looks like, so we're going to commission an artist to draw it.
Yeah. Like I mean, if you see there's leaks for Shang-Chi that Deadpool was in Shang-Chi, like obviously that did not happen, you know? So same kind of thing happened. Everybody freaked out. They're like, what the world, Deadpool? Did not happen, obviously.
I wonder if it's just, it could be a couple things. I've heard a couple things in just different articles I've read. It's, some people think it was, on purpose, kind of just like build hype.
I wondered
for-
that. Yeah, like did they
for
just announce
Doomsday?
all this just to
Just put
get hype up
concept
for
art
it?
that's just like completely random, somewhat related. The other theory is it was by accident and someone's getting fired because they just monumentally messed up and it wasn't supposed to be part of the plot. And then the third thing is it was an accident, but it might actually be a good thing. Kind of a mix between the two is like the concept art releasing on accident was actually like a good thing because it's just going to start to build hype and start to get people to maybe actually look at the comics like Secret Wars.
It really does.
And
Yeah.
different things. Because, I mean, at least for me, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go back and reread Secret Wars and maybe read the new run that they did. Because the
It
Russo
is
brothers
true.
have said they're going to pull from different things, but
It is true. I mean, I feel like maybe it might have been on purpose because like there was so much negativity around Captain America. Like we were pretty positive about it, right? I mean, we kind of enjoyed it. You know, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't the greatest MCU movie of all time, but there was a lot of negativity. And then all of a sudden, it's like, whoops! Leaks for Fantastic Four, leaks for Doomsday. There's actually leaks for Fantastic Four too, guys, which we're not going to show today, but pretty crazy. Next picture, Wade.
All right, next one.
Ooh, Hulk World. People are thinking this is battle. This is like World War Hulk,
Battle World?
which I've
Planet
Battle
Hulk?
World, Planet Hulk, which not Planet Hulk is a completely. This seems like this is in Battle World because you know in Battle World you have those different sections. This is probably Hulk Town or something. You know what I mean? So you got Scar, you got She-Hulk, and Bruce Banner. Of course, there's other Hulks behind them. I mean, this looks wild. I mean, you don't want to mess with this town, obviously.
It's
so
interesting.
cool, though.
It's like
Super
it's like
nerdy.
Old medieval style.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
Kind of weird.
that's fun.
The multiverse can be crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy
multiverse.
well, yeah, there's theories that I don't know. I've seen different things too. Like they are gonna kind of do away with Kang. Like Doom is gonna be the one to like kind of conquer everything and to like stop all the incursions and create Battle World just by taking different aspects of the multiverse. So that's where you might get stuff like Hulktown or like Black Panther from a different universe who has grown.
Exactly.
And they're all just like kind of thrown into
My
world
favorite.
where Doom reigns.
Yeah. My favorite is when, because like all these worlds collide, obviously. My favorite is the Thor police, where it's literally just
Thor Force,
Thor
millions,
cops.
millions of Thor cops, basically. And you've got like Old Man Thor, you've got Beta Ray Bill, you've got like all millions of Thors, basically, that are just enforcing Doom's law. I think that was so fun. That's so cool. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, Jake, how you feel, Hulk World?
Cool. I mean, if they're really gonna lean
They're gonna
into
pull
the
this
whole
off.
Battle World style thing of it, do it.
This seems more Secret Wars to me. You know what I mean? Doomsday's got to lead up to Battle World, I feel like, right?
Aren't they filming them together though?
I think they are. So, I mean, this possibly could be Secret Wars, really.
That's the
you
thing.
know?
If you're building, they've been building the multiverse for so long, and it's like just do something crazy. You know?
Yeah, get
Just
it
bring all
done.
these
Take a
crazy
big
things,
swing.
every idea in there. Just why not? You know?
Yeah. I need Nick Cage, Ghost Rider. I need everything.
Wow. All right, next one.
Yeah. Oh, Jocasta, which is basically female Ultron. Oh man, that would be cool. I think we need Ultron back. I want him back. There was that one that was left. I don't know. Guys, how you feel about this? Possible female. Good. Yeah. I mean,
Looks cool.
I mean, cool.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I don't know anything about Jocasta until I saw his concept art the other day. So
yeah. Could be
So,
cool.
I mean,
Ultron will probably go wild.
It's just James Spader and
again,
voice.
he's doing a female
James
voice.
Spader,
Like,
female.
It's gonna be Ross Marquand.
It is
Yeah,
going to be
Ross.
Ross. They won't get. He just does every impression now.
He's the goat.
Any MCU character they don't want to hire back. That's
Ross
like super
Marquand.
expensive. Ross
Yeah.
Marquand. Plug
Yeah.
him in.
So, does anyone know the story, like comic book story behind her? What, like, does Tony Stark create her as well, or something?
I think Ultron creates her as like his like wife. It's like a Bride
Oh.
of Frankenstein type deal.
Yikes!
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know.
That would be kind of interesting. He's
dude,
just
if
kind
they
of
bring
dormant.
back though James
and-
Spader though for a little
Dude,
bit.
if they had like an Ultron section of the world, dude, like Battle World is so like limitless what they can do. You know what I mean? Like that would be pretty sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
something else.
yeah. All right, let's move on. Oh, what the? White
Okay.
Vision and Star-Lord hanging out, being bros. This reminds me of like Thor and like Korg and Meek hanging out, you know, with Rocket Raccoon. When Rocket Raccoon goes to confront him with the Hulk, you know. I think we're going to get some sort of like their roommates or something, maybe. I don't know. How do you
Team
guys
up
feel
we
about
never
it?
knew we needed.
Team up we never knew. Paul Bettany.
It's funny, they're kind of two lost characters right now. Star-Lord went back to Earth to just be himself, and Vision is
Yeah.
well, I don't know where Vision is. I don't think anyone does, but
Well, that's
Vision's like trying to find himself.
what White Vision they like barely did anything with, and
Yeah.
it's just
He's been
like
gone
what's he
since
even doing these days? You know, I
It
don't
is
know.
giving me
One of
some
them.
West Coast Avengers vibes, like because the West Coast Avengers usually White Vision is in charge of them, if I'm correct about that. So some sort of new Avengers team getting played up here. I like Star-Lord being the leader here. If these two guys and Wong are like leading the Avengers, which we'll get to here in a second here. So pretty crazy. This seems more Doomsday to me though, like before Secret Wars.
start of
You
the
know what
movie
I'm
kind of
saying?
thing.
Start of the movie. Yeah. Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah. Next picture, Wade. This is what I was talking about here. We got the formation of the Young Avengers, possibly. You got Dupe from the X-Men. You see the little alien guy?
Yeah,
Oh, weird.
Dupe?
Dude,
That's weird. Where are they? Are they nowhere? Is this nowhere? Where is
I
this?
don't know.
it does kind of look space-like almost.
Jake, you're a big fan of Young Avengers.
Yeah, this
right?
is the first time I've seen this one. Speed's costume is interesting. It's kind of just like a tracksuit.
Yeah.
I guess
Jake-
I guess they found an actor because that's all the other actors' likenesses. So
Yeah, it is.
interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Kind
so
of
what-
odd to not have other Young Avengers characters that are in the MCU, like Kid Loki and Patriot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean, that's a start.
Do you kind of like this idea of Wong and Star-Lord forming the Young Avengers? Because it's like, we don't have anybody. Like,
That's kind of
where's-
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be funny.
They're
They
like,
wanna-
great. The only superpowered people we have around right now are a bunch of kids.
I could kind of see this, like, this is like a side plot, and also like Sam Wilson hiring the Thunderbolts being a side plot. You know what I mean? And maybe even the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four, somehow they're in the 616 by the end of the next movie. I don't know. They're playing up a ton of different teams, I feel like. West Coast Avengers, possibly Young Avengers. I don't know. Crazy stuff. But I like seeing Dupe. That's kind of weird. He's a really deep cut X-Men character, right?
Yeah, it's strange.
I feel like
So
some guy
funny.
just
They're like
was
all these characters that they've been setting up meticulously for like 5 years, and then like,
Dupe.
Dupe.
oh man.
I feel like
He's
whoever
super
made this-
powerful. I've heard he's really powerful. So I mean, that would be kind of funny if he's just part of the Young Avengers.
Someone just made this artwork and was like, "Hey, throw in Dupe." That'd be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Dupe in.
Loves Dupe. Just put him in.
Just for no reason.
All right, next one, Wade. Doom on his throne, Robert Downey Jr. Guys, we got to talk about this because, like, how is this going to work? Is this Latveria 616? Is this Battle World? Because we haven't even talked about incursions, really. You know what I mean? Like, where the two planets are basically hurling towards each other. They're going to collide, basically destroying both planets. I think we're going to get something like that. Maybe Doom is on the opposite world in this version. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? What do you guys think they're going to do?
I don't know. I'm not sold on Robert Downey Jr. Doom yet. Dr. Doom needs to stand on his own, and bringing back your starring actor to do it isn't the way to do that.
Yeah.
That would work, I guess, if they're like, yeah, he's Dr. Doom from a world that's incursion on our world. But,
The 616, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Colin, I feel it.
Yeah, I think at least I feel like they're going to set it up like Infinity War, where the focus is Doom, just like it was Thanos. You saw like kind of his backstory, because I mean, you're really only getting one movie to set him up with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, jeez. I don't know how I feel about that. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they're really, I think they're taking a swing for the fences because they have to set him up briefly in that, whereas with Thanos you had years of just end credit scene where you're kind of just leading up to it and building that hype. But this is going to be you introduce him and then use Doomsday to kind of really give him the arc like they did with Thanos, and then also you have the different teams, like maybe the Young Avengers, Thunderbolts, the actual Avengers, like each doing different things, and at the end it just all collides, kind of like it did with Infinity War. So
yeah, Colin, I'm glad that you said that. Sorry, you can finish.
No, you're good. You're good.
But talking about the years of buildup they had for Thanos versus, one movie, 2 movies maybe over the course of a year. But then again, I mean, what did Thanos do in all the buildup? He called Ronan the Accuser a little boy.
A boy.
He showed up and smiled a couple times.
Do it myself.
All right, I'll do it. And we didn't really get to know him until the start of Infinity War.
Yeah.
True, I guess. Yeah.
He had some background, my father's an evil person. Oh, I want you to get the stones from me. We know what he was doing, but we really got to know his character in that first scene in Infinity War when he's fighting the Hulk and they say let him have his fun. That's when we were really like, I think I'm getting a read on this guy. So, really, I think it might not go over as poorly as I'm thinking initially, but again, the casting is where I'm held up.
I hope, I know, like you were talking about like Infinity War at the beginning where like Thanos has killed like half of the Asgardians, like beat up Hulk. I hope that's like the same thing, but with Doom like killing all the Kang variants in that huge megadome. Because they're saying they're bringing back Jonathan Majors for a cameo. So, I mean, that's kind of a rumor right now. That'd be kind of funny. It's like Disney cutting ties with Jonathan Majors.
They can
just Doom wrecking all of the variants.
Yeah, every
like
variant.
Be sick.
That'd be so cool.
Because originally they had plans in Infinity War for Thanos when he gets the Power Stone.
Yeah.
On what's it called? The Nova planet.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Xandar.
Yeah, Xandar. Yeah, he was supposed to like go and just wipe that out, and that was supposed to be like the first scene of the movie.
And it's just a line. It's a throwaway line, right?
Yeah.
And so, that was kind of sad.
So I mean, if they did something like this, where it's just Doom just absolutely destroying, showing how powerful and evil he actually is, I feel like that'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, what are they gonna do to show us that he's evil? You know what I mean? Like for us to actually like hate him, yet think he's a good villain. You know what I mean? Like, what are they gonna do? It's got to be something crazy. I don't know. Blowing up other worlds worth, I guess. I don't know. Pretty insane. Wade, how do you feel about this? Like, obviously, he looks sick. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm excited for the end credits scene of Fantastic Four to be their version of Tony Stark in the 60s, and he's like, oh, I'm going to create a suit, but then it's Doom, and he's like, I'm Doom.
A suit around the world.
I'm just kidding. I hope that does not happen. I hope that does not happen. But I do kind of wonder if he'll be in the end credit scene of Fantastic Four. Or maybe like the surprise villain in it.
I think he needs to be in the movie. He needs to have, even if it's going to be small, he needs to be in the movie, man.
Apparently there's
a little of the movie.
There's a bunch of theories, obviously. There's a theory that like the world we see the Fantastic Four in is actually not even theirs. Say they're actually from the 616, but they left in the 60s and ended up in a different reality where there's no superheroes. So that's kind of a running theory right now. Because Doctor Strange did say, like, hey, weren't you guys around in the 60s or something? Doesn't he say that to John Krasinski's? Fantastic to Mr.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
but
interesting.
he's talking about the music group though. He says
I
the
know,
best chart
but-
in the '60s.
But it's kind of a little
Interesting.
hint towards them. I don't
so
know.
he might or they come to that universe and then become the first heroes or something.
Yes, and Doom is like jealous of them because he's like kind of the only like power player on that planet. I don't know. That's just a theory, but
That could work because one of the big
Tiny?
things in the comics is Doom versus Reed Richards. Like that's a big, like they hate each other.
exactly.
And they're always trying to like outdo each other. And so that's we'll see what that looks like. But
It's insane.
I agree with Jacob. I think he needs to be in the movie and kind of show if they're going to go that route where they're like, it's like Pedro Pascal versus Robert Downey Jr. Then they need to commit to that.
Yeah,
But
they need some beef together.
Yeah. Last picture, Wade. This is my favorite one because it's like God Emperor Doom. He's in the white, and Doctor Strange has his like ward, right? His sheriff, so to speak, right? Because you can see him next to him in the green robe and the ponytail. Pretty crazy. I'm excited to see where this goes. And you can see, I think that's Sue Storm next to him, and also Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic's son as well. Because Doom like makes Sue marry him, I think, is kind of weird.
So who's the guy kneeling like on his knees?
I think that might be Mr. Fantastic. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It might be Reed. I don't know.
And who's like the queen in the background there?
Sue Storm, I think. I think
Oh,
it's Sue Storm.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about okay.
I think it's the Invisible Woman. I don't know. Because isn't Doom like obsessed with her kind of
Yeah.
thing? Yeah, I don't know. And there's like the little boy. You see the little boy. He's like Omega level power levels, basically like world bending mutant in the comics. Son of Reed Richards. I don't know. That's just my theory. I don't know. What do you guys think of this?
be pretty sick.
Wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
This seems like it's a part of that Victorian setting of the Hulk world.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Battle World. Yeah.
Well,
You know, and
it
it makes you think. There is Marvel 1602, but which is a comic run, but
That's a good run.
They
Neil
kind
Gaiman,
of Neil Gaiman, but they kind of tackled that a bit in What If. So maybe they're just using it for inspiration. I don't know.
But Battle World has like everything. It's got the White House, it's got castles, it's got New York City, it's got medieval villages. It's really weird because it's like just amalgamation of everything. So it's got this is maybe Latveria. I don't know.
And doesn't Doom rule Battle World?
He does. Yeah, he's in charge of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he created it.
Yeah.
He just basically, because they show you the map at the beginning of Secret Wars, like where everything is. There's literally like the White House, Doom's castle in Latveria. It's really weird. It's just amalgamate. It's very multiversally, right? So very exciting.
Sounds like we need a Lego mock of that.
I already did, Wade. Go check it out on my channel. I already made it.
You made Doom Castle, but did you make Battle World?
I didn't make Battle World. That would be a huge endeavor.
Well,
maybe leading up to.
Yeah, leading up to it, you're gonna have to make it.
I'm definitely gonna have some mocks based on these movies.
Yeah, nice.
On my channel. Go check out my channel.
Max Mocks.
Little plug. Yeah, very exciting, guys. Any final thoughts on these concept leaks?
Very cool. Very cool.
I'm not usually big on leaks, but what I really don't like is what I don't really like is like production stuff, like hey, on the set, they showed this, or someone involved with the movie figured out that the real stuff of when they're making the movie and somebody involved in the process leaks something. That's where I'm just like, don't tell me,
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree with you. I hope none of this happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to be surprised. I want to be blown away.
I mean, a lot of times you see concept art after a movie and you're like, what are they?
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see some of the ideas they're testing, even if this isn't in the movie. It's interesting to see them really branching out a little bit.
I like this comment. Bring Miles Teller back as Fantastic Four. I agree. I think he didn't get a shot. I think he could be the Maker, which is like the evil version of Reed Richards.
Wait, say that again?
The Maker?
No, that's what he says The end of.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Fantastic.
I don't want any reason to ever watch that movie again, so I say leave it out.
No
Yeah,
Council
don't-
of Reeds, Jacob.
I've
No,
never
Council
Not
of
even worth it.
Reeds.
Do Council of Reeds without Miles Teller.
What you gotta,
It's like-
you gotta
he's
put
just-
it. He's so
Nope.
famous.
I
He's
never
just
watched
like
that movie
locked.
again.
Like he's just like in a jail cell in the corner.
That would be
Like,
kind
Nope,
of funny.
because
Man,
then
we're
that's still referencing it. Nope. Hard context, 0.
That's hilarious.
I think we only have one other comment, Wade.
Yeah.
Where can I buy Matt's Sunnies? I love
Back to
those
Daredevil.
those red shades.
those sick red shades?
He does look really cool all the time, and he's
Okay.
it's cooler that he's like blind. You know what I mean? It's like dude's a baller. But guys, quick announcement: next week we're covering Mickey 17. Jacob, you already saw it. We're not going to get your thoughts tonight. We don't want to spoil it for me and Wade, but we're excited to cover this movie. Robert Pattinson, Mark Ruffalo, tons of actors in it. Stephen Young as well, right? Who else? Am I missing anybody? There's a lot of crazy actors in this. Directed by the Parasite director. You know him, you love him. But guys, it's been a great night. Thank you so much for following along. Wade, any final thoughts before we head out?
Yeah. Please just stop posting that you have Black Diamond VHS tapes on Facebook Marketplace and telling me you know what you have and you will only accept $30,000. I will not be responding, and no one else will. So
No, Wade. I will keep posting. I'll have to.
I will keep affecting the market.
okay, Grandma.
Guys, thank you so much for following along. It's been a great pod. We love you guys. Sorry for the audio problems, but we will try to fix it by next week. Make sure to have a great rest of your day. We'd love you. Jake, what do you got for us? A little cube? Boop. All right. Bye, Jake.
Wow.
That's how I say bye.
See you guys. Peace.
See ya.
Found it forever.
Still live?
The Webbinar Seminar.
The huge like